Many people are still waiting for the green card lottery results. The results will be coming out on June 6 this year. So let's assume you have won the green card lottery. And I've been saying over and over that winning the green card lottery is not a guarantee of being issued you a visa to come to the United States of America. I'm going to share with you 4 main reasons as to why, despite of winning, you'll be denied the visa to come to the United States of America through the green card lottery. And this will be a very straightforward video. I want to make sure that you follow all these procedures, or you make sure that you know everything you did in the correct way when you applied, so that when it comes to the time of going to the visa interview, you don't have any reasons as to why they are going to deny you a visa, or simple can say reject you or disqualify you from coming to America despite being the winner of the green card lottery. I will feel so bad to see someone you applied and this is your dream. You have been waiting so anxious to get for these results, and you have won the green card lottery, but you failed to come. You are denied the visa because of these 4 main reasons. Welcome everyone. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, the founder and CEO of the EBN Scholars. And before I continue, I ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let me go straight to the reasons as to why you will be denied your visa despite of winning the green card lottery. Reason number 1, as I said, no blah 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 blah, straightforward to the point. Reason number 1 is lying during the application of the DV lottery. When you are going to the interview, remember, you have won for the DV lottery. What you answered in the DV lottery application last year in October, or the year, whatever it was, it will determine whether to be given the visa or not to be given the visa. So lying, when I say, there are 2 things here. There is something you didn't know, and there is lying. So, and there are 2 main aspects here on lying, which there will be automatically disqualification for you not to be given the DV lottery visa. Number 1 is children, and number 2 is marriage. Let me start with the children. Many people, they are lying. Don't tell me that you didn't know that you have children. For my case, I have 3 children. When I'm filling the form, they ask you, how many children do you have? You put 0. If you put 0 and you have a child, it means you don't have a child. You have 0. So if you win and you fill the DS260 and you say you have 3 children, that means you are lying. You lied during the application for the DV lottery that you have 0 child, and now you are going to say you have 3 children. So for that case, they are going to they're not to give you the visa, and they might possible ban you even for 2 years or whatever it is. So they're going to disqualify you, or they're going not to give you the visa at all. There is no that I'm sorry, I did a mistake. There is no saying that I did a mistake. If you have children, you know you have children. It is different when you didn't know, like you impregnated someone and maybe you came to know later that is your child, maybe after the lottery. That is a different situation. But you have children, you stay with the children at home, and you are filling the form, you say you don't have children. There is no exception. So in the end, some people, they might end up saying I don't have children at all, and then it becomes so complicated down the road. If you say you have children, that means you lied all this time. And in Western culture, it is better to be truthful upfront. Everything will be easier for you. So no matter what, during the application, make sure that if you have children, you are going to put there. By children, we mean your biological children, or if you get married to someone with children, those are your stepchildren, they will be included. If you are going to put adopted children, so this is very, very clear to the developing countries, especially in Africa where I'm from. People are doing this way. Oh, I used to pay for school fees for my sister's daughter. or because this kid, his father passed away, so I've been raising this child all these years. So I just kind of like adopted this child. You don't have court document that this is your adopted child. So the only children are going to be counted are your biological children, are your stepchildren, or adopted by law. You need to bring the court documents that this is your adopted child. So that's one aspect of the lying. So if you say you have kids and you don't, that is a different story. They can understand and say, oh, I assumed that this is an adopted child, but I came to realize that I don't have these documents. That's a different. But if you say you don't have a child at all, and then you are coming and let us say I have a child, that is a different story. You will be disqualified despite of winning. If, let's say you are playing on October 10th. On October 10th, you are married. And by married, I mean you have documents to prove. Forget about I've been living with this woman for 10 years. I have 20 kids with this woman. That doesn't count. As long as you have documents to prove this is your wife, because they cannot just bring your girlfriend to you and whatever and come to America. There is no that one, because even in the filing tax, for the benefits, they are counting the spouse. They are not counting your girlfriend or your roommate. So you make sure that you are going to say if you are married. And by marriage in the Western sense is one wife, not two wives, not four wives like Muslim or some people in Africa, they can have even 10 wives. Doesn't count. So those others, don't lie about special children and about marriage status. That's number one reason why you'll be denied the visa despite of winning. So if you apply on, let's say you got married in Catholic Church, you have the marriage certificate, and that is, let's say you applied on October 10th, and you got married maybe 3 years ago, you have kids, and you are filling the form, you say you have never been married before, you are single and married, obviously you lied. If you come up and say I have married, they're not going to give you the visa. So that is something very, very crucial. Point number one, why you'll be denied the visa despite of winning. Let's go to the point number two. Point number two is the main qualification, as I always say, is either you meet by education or work experience. For me, in this case, I say education and or work experience. Why am I saying that way? We know for sure you must have a minimum of high school education. If you don't have, you must have at least 2 years of work experience. I'm going to put a video on the description here which shows work experience. What kind of work experience is required? You must have 2 years of work experience in the past 5 years. And the work experience can be paid or unpaid. And in most cases must be accompanied by a certain kind of training. You are mechanics. Did you go to the vocational training? Did you go to polytechnical college to become maybe someone working, or let's say you are working in the salon, hairdresser, something like that? Or you are doing the barber shop. Did you go for training for that? So there are things which are required to meet certain standards. You don't just show up, oh, I'm a bus conductor, so today I'm coming to America, I end up in primary school. So there are certain things they are coming to ask on that. That's why I tell you and I advise you, no matter what, whether you are applying for the green card lottery, whether for your personal life, find other things you can be able to do which can be able to help you in your life. For instance, if you decide to do internship, for instance, if you decide to volunteer at a youth center or an orphanage center. For instance, for me, I'm doing this YouTube. You can be a blogger. So there are certain things for me because I'm doing YouTube. For what I'm doing this one, it can count as work experience because it's called YouTube or content creator. And what you have been doing, they will see, does it add value? Did you get training? Yes, I got some training on video making. I went to some colleges doing this kind of thing. So there are certain things they're going to look at to know that if you had a certain kind of training and you meet those kind of work experience. So it is better, whether even if you're not about for coming to the US, but on your own, find the things even to volunteer 2 times a week, 2-3 hours to do something. So don't bring to me that, oh, I just graduated, now I'm waiting for a job. Even if you are just a bachelor degree student, what have you been doing for the past 23 years of your life? So that is something you need to consider. And this is what I'm trying to explain. Even if you have a bachelor degree, yes, you qualify because you're above high school. But you also need work experience why I'm saying that, I'm coming to the point number 3, which will be related to either work experience and or education, which comes to the public charge. Are you a risk of being public charge? We all know that they have introduced the concept of public charge. In a very nutshell, I already made a video about public charge. What is public charge? What we need to avoid? How do you feel that from the public charge? If you want, you can go to playlist of my green card playlist. There are those video, and the public charge video is there. So, if that's the case, when I'm talking about public charge, so let's say you just end up in high school and you have 0 work experience. Basically, the chance of you to come to America and be sustainable, come here, the possibility of you becoming a public charge is higher than someone with a bachelor degree with 10 years of work experience. And especially with the current situation of the COVID-19, where so many people have lost their jobs, they know for sure they want to bring people who can add value to America. So if you don't have work experience, and even if you have a bachelor degree, they might end up just denying you. I'm just giving you an example. So find also combination of everything, just in case. You never know. It is the way of competition. Because when they are going to ask about document of public charge, they are looking for bigger picture. So you might say, yes, I have money, maybe $10,000 to start my life in America, so I will not ask for I'm not going to ask for public benefits from the US government. That's good for you. But how long will that last you? If you go to pay for apartment, you are going to stay in New York, or you're going to stay in California, it's very expensive. But what happens if that amount of money, $5,000, $10,000, is over? It will be a different situation for someone who is just high school. The likeliness of becoming a public charge and the requesting for public benefits is higher than someone, let's say, is a teacher with 6 years of work experience. So this person might not have 10,000 in the bank account or assets, might have 2,000, but with the education and good work experience, this person will come here and excel. But you with your $5,000-$10,000 in your bank account, if that money is over, you cannot survive. So there are all those kind of things they are going to consider. So despite of winning, are you a risk of becoming a public charge? This is what I've been talking even just like in other topics about credit card. Credit card or credit score is to determine your trustworthiness. If we give you money, the bank gives you money, are you likely to default? Are you likely going to pay or not to pay at all? So they are looking at your past behavior. And the past behavior they assume will predict that this person is a risky for not being able to pay back the loan to this bank. So they are going to punish you by giving you bigger interest rate. So the same way they are going to look like, what is education? What is work experience you have? Despite having what money you have or asset you have, they are going to look all those kind of things. That if this person comes here, will succeed, which is no brainer. Obviously, someone with a bachelor degree is having a bigger job market here than someone who ended in primary school with 4 years of making maybe rice and selling in the market. So those are the things we are going to consider. So that is point number 3, public charge. And also public charge is going into deeper about, are you going to have health insurance? Do you have right now, or the possible down the road you are going to have when you come here, soon after you'll be having health insurance. So they are going to consider all those things related to public charge. And the last point, which is point number 4, is a criminal record. That's why they are requiring you police record. And that's why when you go to the embassy, they will tell you, we'll give you the visa after maybe 2 weeks or 1 week. The purpose is, they are going to evaluate your application. They are looking for your police clearance record. Are you a criminal? We are not going to give someone who is in the list of most wanted people, even if you've won a green card lottery, you are not going to be coming to America. So make sure that you have a clean record. And by this clean record, as I've been mentioning about police clearance record, if you have lived in any country for more than 6 months after being 16 years old, you are supposed to have police clearance record from that country. I know many people, they live or work in other countries. You live in Dubai, but you are from Ghana. That means, and you are above 16, you are supposed to have the police clearance record from Ghana and from Dubai. You live in South Africa, but you are from Kenya. You need to have the police clearance record from Kenya and from South Africa. So those one will determine, are you a criminal? What kind of situation you have? If you have clean slate, or is just like more one which is a risky one, because we are not going to bring the criminals. We want someone who doesn't have those kind of it doesn't mean that you have never been taken to the police. It might be just a police violation or the traffic police. Those are minor. We are talking about serious things which can be serious crimes, which can be difficult for you to be granted the visa. So those are the 4 main areas where you'll be denied the visa despite of winning. But I want to give you some few bonuses. What other things might happen? Obviously, if you have won the green card lottery and your country is on the travel ban, and the ban has not been lifted, has never been removed, like Tanzania, Sudan, Nigeria, whatever, all those countries which they're on travel ban, Somalia, whatever, all those countries are in the travel ban. Despite of winning, you will not be coming here unless otherwise, before the deadline of the visa interviews, your country is removed from the travel ban. That is like a bonus. You need to know that. Yeah, so there are a few other things they'll be considering, but those are the key 4 main areas with the bonus I want to share with you about that. If you have any question, please let me know. But this one is helping you by understanding these 4 main reasons, especially the first 2, especially about lying, not filling the form properly because you don't have the picture of your children, you end up saying you don't have children. About the being married or being single, those are the 2 things which you need to know right now. If you did those mistakes, you know you're in trouble. But if you didn't, you're not going to win, for instance, in the next application. Make sure you start as soon as possible. Usually we say the green card photo is supposed to be at least 6 months, not using 10 years old photo. So 6 months to October is April. So from now on, you can start making the photo. Make sure that if you know for sure you live in another country, you don't live with your children, make sure that they take the proper photo they send to you as soon as possible. If you live in another city, another country, away from your spouse, ask your spouse to send you the photo. Don't wait in October and ask, can you go to my village and take the photo? Make sure that you get those things as soon as possible. So when time comes to apply, you can apply without any particular problem that you are failing to apply because you do not know, or you don't have access from your grandmother in the village to take the photo. You have 6 months, you have 5 months, whatever, to October to make sure that you have that photo. So prepare everything at the beginning so that you are good to go in October when it comes. I wish you all the best. For those who have won or they are going to win in the upcoming lottery results, and make sure that you follow all the procedures. You are not going to be denied the visa. Thank you everyone for your continued support which have been given to me, and I wish you all the best. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Goodbye everyone, and I give you salute for being a very much support to me and my YouTube channel. Okay, goodbye everyone.